Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So my name's Katie and today I'm going to be talking about my favourite book bromances or bro TPs. So I'm doing a little series on my channel where I'm talking about some of my different OTPs, so that's one true pairing. So I've talked about some of my favourite romances and today I'm going to talk about some of my favourite bromances or friendships basically. And because I'm not this is a very gender neutral video, so and then also I'm gonna do a video on my OT3s, which is my favourite like polyamorous romances, so you can look forward to that one. So let's just get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Kizzy and Jenks from The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. So they just have such a great friendship. It's like they're basically siblings. They're so close and they're just so supportive of each other. And there's this scene I don't cry very often in books, but there's this scene in this book that just made me tear up when they're talking to each other about how much they like love each other. And I love platonic friendships so much. And yeah, they're just so sweet. And yeah, I would highly recommend you read this book for like that relationship alone. But yeah, they're so great. And then next is Emma and Christina from The Dark Artifices. So I love their friendship so much. They have such a great dynamic. I like Christina's obsession with coffee and like Emma's trying to talk her out of it. That's so funny. But yeah, they're just so supportive of each other. And yeah, and Emma like confides in Christina all the stuff like with Julian. And I just think it's so sweet. And yeah, I just love them. I love to see like strong female friendships in books. And along that theme also is Safi and Assault from The Witchlands. They just have one of the best friendships ever. And they're so like supportive of each other and they love it so much. They love each other so much. They're called thread sisters in the world, which is where everyone has these like threads and it means they're like tied together through their threads. And I think that's just so sweet, and the way they just care about each other so much, and it really like comes off the page. You can tell how much they like care about each other, and even when they're separated they're like constantly thinking about each other. And I would say almost that relationship between the two of them is the main focus of that series, which I really like when the main focus of like something is on the friendship rather than like romantic relationships. Like I do love a good romance, but I also really like it when friendship is the main focus. So along those lines of friendship, I'm also going to talk about two from Keeper of the Lost Cities. So Sophie and Dex, and also Sophie and Keith. I think they both have such great friendships. They're just so supportive of each other, and yeah, and they really, especially like in the later books, they just like learn to talk, although Sophie and Keith maybe could do with communicating a little bit more on certain issues. But yeah, they're such great friendships, and I think it's really great because it's a middle grade series, so I think it's really great for young children to see that kind of friendship, especially like male-female friendship. I think is a really good thing to see. So yeah, I really love both of them. And then next is Rin and Khatai from the Dragon Republic. Well, no, from the Poppy War and also the Dragon Republic. And yeah, I just love their dynamic so much. Rin is like complete like feral, wild child, like bit of a dumbass. And then Khatai is just like this little precious bean who's like really clever, but also a bit of a dumbass. Yeah, they just have such a great dynamic. And like Khatai is quite cautious and like careful. And then Rin's just like completely does whatever she wants. And yeah, I just think they complement each other so well, and they're now like tied their souls together or something, so hopefully nothing bad happens to Khatai in the Burning God, but I can see something definitely happening. But yeah, they just have such a great dynamic, and I really love reading about their friendship. And also yeah, in the Poppy War, when like, they like, so it's set in like this school for part of it, and like Khatai's the first person to like look after Rin, and like the only person that's really friends with her, and oh, it's so sweet. So yeah, I love them. Then the like ultimate bromance in fantasy is Locke and Jean from The Lies of Locke Lamora. So they just have one of the best friendships ever. Like they care for each other so much, and you can just tell, and like they would do absolutely anything for each other. And yeah, they have such a good dynamic. Like Locke's like the little like genius, and then Jean's like his big like teddy bear bodyguard. But yeah, I just love them, and their friendship is so great, and yeah, I just love reading about it. And obviously, and that is, I would say, the main focus of this series as well, like their friendship rather than any like romantic relationships. Well, Locke's a bit of a disaster in terms of relationships, but yeah, their friendship is obviously like honestly like the driving force of this series, and it's so great to read about. So yeah, I love them. And then kind of similar to Locke and John is Royce and Hadrian from Theft of Swords by Michael J. Sullivan. So yeah, I just really love their friendship as well. They have kind of the like grumpy one, sunshine one dynamic going on, and yeah, they just really care about each other, and you can tell. And their banter is so funny. Yeah, and how they kind of might tease the other one a bit, I think is really funny. And yeah, and their friendship is also kind of one of like the main focus of the series, because they do both have relationships separately, but their kind of like relationship between them, like their friendship, is really important in the series as well, which I think is really nice to see. And yeah, I just love them so much. So there's them. And then next is Spencer and Embot from, I'm not sure if this really counts, but I'm counting it, from Skyward. So yeah, I just love their relationship so much. Embot's so funny. And yeah, Spencer's just completely like crazy, and she like comes up with all these funny phrases, and then Embot, when he's like trying to imitate her, that's so funny. Yeah, they just have such an interesting dynamic, and I think you can tell they kind of, well, I mean, Embot's an inanimate object, but, well, he's not inanimate. He's a spaceship. But you can just tell they, like, want the best for each other. And, yeah, and when Embot makes Spencer his pilot, oh, that's so sweet. But, yeah, they're really great. They have such great, like, banter together. And I just really love them. Yeah, so I'm sure I have many more, because I really love reading about, like, strong friendships in books. But these are the only ones I'm going to mention. Actually, I haven't mentioned any like Sanderson ones. What is this video? But I'm actually, well, I have some coming up in my OT3, so look out for that one. But yeah, so if you have any comments on any of these friendships, or you can leave comment below and leave your favourite book friendship in the comments. Yeah, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you next time.